Hi. As I've considered today's short message, I found myself wondering how I'd gotten to this point now. It doesn't seem that long ago that my life was very, very different. I mean, they say a leopard can never change its spots. If that's true, then I must be deceiving myself and others. For I have developed a love for Christ and a love for his church, a new nature, if you like, that is so at odds with my old life. You need only speak to some of my friends that have known me for many, many years. Let me tell you about Good Friday. Let me tell you why that is so transformationally good. Why Good Friday is so good. We know that in Mark's account that the arrested Jesus was handed over to the governor Pilate. And as well as Jesus, we know that we know of one other prisoner that was also being held. Do you remember his name? Can you remember his name? Yes, he was called Barabbas, a political prisoner that was part of some kind of an uprising. He was likely a robber and a murderer. Basically, this guy Barabbas was seen as a terrorist on death row. In contrast, Jesus is described in the Bible as a lamb without blemish, without spot. The prophet Isaiah in Isaiah 53 spoke of Jesus as having committed no violence, having no deceit in his mouth. Matthew would record in his gospel Pilate's wife, the governor's wife, declaring Jesus innocent. And the governor, Pilate himself, washing his hands and saying Jesus was innocent. One of the thieves that would be crucified alongside Jesus would even acknowledge his own guilt, but would declare that Jesus had not done anything deserving of the punishment. Judas, who had betrayed Jesus, would declare, I have sinned, for I have betrayed innocent blood. There was Barabbas and there was Jesus. In Mark's account, Mark 15, verse 6, we're told that at the time of Jesus' arrest, there was a custom of mercy, it seems, during the Passover festival, where one prisoner in this custom, if requested by the people, would essentially be released, would be given a free pardon, a full pardon. Pilate thought about this custom, obviously they're going to choose Jesus, right? Now, I don't know what was going on in Barabbas's mind, what he thought or felt as his cell door was unlocked, his chains were removed, and he was perhaps ushered past a bound, suffering, and innocent Jesus to his own freedom. I don't know how he felt or what he thought and how that might have changed him. But I do know how I feel now and how other Christians feel. You see, we Christians, we are the Barabbas in the story. We are those that know that we have escaped judgment like Barabbas did, because the innocent Jesus was later crucified in our place that Good Friday. The Bible teaches that Christ suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, to bring you to God. Christ suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, to bring you to God. You get these categories in the Bible, righteous and unrighteous. I always used to think that they were the good guys and the bad guys. I guess in a way they are. To be righteous is to be seen in good standing with God. There was the unrighteous Barabbas, and there was the righteous Jesus. You see, the Bible teaches us that all of us are unrighteous. There's no one righteous. No, not one. Christ was the only righteous one. So there is the unrighteous Barabbas, the righteous Jesus. There is the unrighteous us and the righteous Jesus. Trusting in Jesus, the doors to our cells have been opened and we now breathe the fresh air of freedom. But I don't know about you. Now ushered to my freedom, that Good Friday, I cannot take my eyes off the courageous, the innocent Jesus. That substitute left where I should be. Jesus mocked, his flesh torn off his back, and himself nailed to that cross, gasping for breath in my place. So what difference does Good Friday make to my life? I don't know about you, but I can't see God as a distant being detached from my own sufferings. I can't see him as some kind of distant old man sat on an upper class chair in his heavenly kingdom, looking down at what's going on down here as some kind of entertainment. No, I look at a God that is invested, who loves us. Remember Romans 5 verse 8. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Good Friday shows me God's love, that he left the splendor of heaven for a cross, for even me. What other difference does Good Friday make to me? I was recently struck that I'm not too far off the age that my dad died. But you know, because of Good Friday, I can honestly say to you that I do not fear death. And I don't fear judgment. For Jesus died to bring me to God. God's word tells me this clearly. It's been demonstrated on the cross. You see, the one who was seemingly overcome was overcoming the great enemies, the devil, sin and death through his own death. Though they're not destroyed, they are defeated. They are powerless now. I see the apparent victim as my victor, a victor for me and the multitudes that are his trusting people. Simply Jesus, Jesus's death marks a victory that gives me security today. Good Friday means that I have no fear of death, but it also means that I don't fear others either. I can be honest with others about my struggles and my sin, because Jesus died to see me forgiven and free. The devil will use our guilt, use our guilt and our shame as ammunition. But you see, this effort by the devil is futile because our shame and our guilt was dealt with on the cross. You know, a Christian called Paul Tripp, he helpfully says that trusting in Jesus' sacrifice, that Good Friday, we have now been given a welcome to a true and honest community where we can be secure. Why? Because Tripp says, let me read this. We know that nothing can be known, revealed, exposed, or confessed about us that hasn't already been covered by the life, sacrifice, and victory of Jesus. There is no dark thing that lives beyond the reach of God's grace. Would you like me to tell you one final difference Good Friday makes to me? I'm given a purpose. I'm given a purpose. Before I understood Good Friday, Easter, it meant something totally different to me. It was about me. It was about self-indulgence. It was a long weekend. It was an all-weekend booze session for me and my mates. I remember one Easter waking up smelling of alcohol in a police cell. It wasn't my finest moment. As a Christian, Easter is now not about me and my self-indulgence. After Barabbas's release, there was a man that we can read about called Simon who helped carry Jesus's cross. Good Friday shows that we are Judas. Our rejection of God caused the cross. Our sin drove each bitter nail. Good Friday shows that we are Barabbas, those who have escaped the cross, now free from judgment. And Good Friday shows that we are now Simon, those who carry the cross. In Luke 9, verse 23, we can read Jesus say, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me." Good Friday. It's transformational. It's love so amazing, so divine. It demands my soul, my life, my all. What about you?